Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the full in-depth review for the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and I'm making this in-depth review after using this one as my primary driver for the last 12 days. And guys, if you want a quick review, I've already posted it. It's just quick review, is just about 2.5 minutes. This will be in-depth long review, maybe about 15 minutes. So again, I'll be going over each aspect of this device. What are the things that I liked about this? What are the things that I did not like? So let's get on with this. But here is a quick specs for the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and as you can see, we have the Indian variant that comes with the Exynos processor, and the good thing is that even the base storage comes with 128 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM, and other specs are on the screen for your reference. So let's get into this review, and let's first talk about what are the things that I really liked on this device. And the first thing that I really liked on this device, and again guys, if you haven't watched my unboxing video, watch that, because that will give you a general overview. And even in my unboxing video, I first said that what I really liked about this device was the in-hand feel. Though it's a big device having a 6.4-inch screen, but Samsung engineers have done an excellent job in terms of weight balance. It simply does not feel that heavy, and that's important for a smartphone. We guys don't realize these phones are with us for a long time. The weight balance has been done really well, so it simply does not feel heavy, though it's having that big 6.4-inch screen. And now moving to the screen, it has that 6.4-inch screen. It's a Super AMOLED screen. But I have to say, this is one of the best screens that I have used, and it can actually go really bright in outdoor sun. It can go as high as 1200 nits. What does that mean? That means that even in direct sunlight, when I was using this phone, the screen was easily visible if you keep it on auto brightness. So full marks to Samsung for the screen quality, and it's a HDR plus certified screen. Now moving to the storage and RAM, even the base variant comes with 128 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that's actually a really nice thing. And also we have that micro SD card option if you want to further expand the storage, which is generally not found on a lot of flagship devices. So in terms of storage, I did not have a problem. Another thing that I was pleasantly surprised on this one, and I didn't expect this, was that it has stereo speakers just like the Galaxy Note 9. But in the Galaxy Note 9, the stereo speakers were simply not that loud, so it didn't give that stereo effect. But the good thing is that on this S10 Plus, the speakers are actually really loud. The bottom speaker is from this angle, but the earpiece also acts like a speaker, and it's actually pretty loud. And for the most time when I was using this phone, watching YouTube's videos, etc., I didn't have to actually keep it at the maximum volume. Then also it was loud. So excellent job there. Now this is one of those rare phones that still has the headphone jack, so I'm glad Samsung didn't take it out like others. And the headphone jack is okay, I would say. I wouldn't say it's the best headphone jack that I have heard, but it's good enough. And also in the settings, we have some audio tweaks, so you can tweak it as per your liking. Now moving to the stereo speakers, I completely forgot. I also took a lot of calls via the speaker phone, and they were very loud and clear, one of the clearest that I've heard. In fact, I think so this is the only phone where for the speaker also, it comes even from the front facing earpiece, so it gives that stereo effect even in the speaker phone, and it was very loud and clear, so no problems regarding that. Now that brings me to the network reception. Again, it's a phone, guys, and we make a lot of calls, and I'm happy to say that the network reception, at least on this Indian Exynos variant, is excellent. I tested it with Airtel and Jio here in Hyderabad, and with the Airtel in this office room, this is a soundproof room, hence the signal on Airtel is actually pretty low, and for most handsets, when I take calls here on the Airtel SIM, it gets disconnected. But with this one, I was able to take calls even in this room without any issues. So the signal reception is really good, and also the good thing is that it also supports 4G plus. But I was getting that 4G plus only about 15 to 20% times in Hyderabad. But when I was getting that 4G plus signal, look at the screenshot, the speed test that I did. I got a whopping speed of about 112 megabit. That was the highest I've ever seen on any smartphone. So in terms of network reception, the antennas and stuff, stuff, Samsung has done a really good job. And now moving to the UI, generally with Samsung phones, this is the main problem there. UI used to feel a lot bloaty, but good thing is that this comes with the One UI, which is a lot cleaner, I would say, and this is also very responsive, and I didn't face any issues of lagginess or anything. And if you're buying this phone, I would suggest you to do this tip. Go to the advanced settings, and in that there is this option called reduced animation. Click on that, and that will make your phone really fast. It's a very fast phone, guys, but even the One UI, what I have noticed is that animations are excessive at times. Hence it you notice that it's a delay or something, but actually there is no delay or something. So if you just enable that reduced animation, the phone will feel very, very super fast. Now moving to RAM management and general operations, here also I did not have any issues, and the RAM management was done very well. I guess it's due to that 8 gigabytes of RAM. Needless to say, I didn't have to actually worry about RAM management on this device. It was a no-brainer. So the RAM management has been done well. Maybe it's just that Samsung devices require that 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now moving to another thing that we have new thing on this one. I don't know how practical or useful it will be. You can actually reverse charge devices from this that's supposed to wireless charging. For example, I tested it with Samsung new earbuds that have wireless charging, and that works. So that option is there if you want. I don't know how practical it is, but anyways, now moving to the battery life, this will come in a section that I would say it's neither pro or con. It sits in the middle, and it has a 4100 milliamp hour battery, and I thought that I would create outstanding battery life with this one, but I would say the battery life is just above average or okay. As you can see, guys, I'm actually using this device with this always on display, and I'm also actually using it with the quad HD option. By default it's set to full HD, but again the battery life was just average, I would say, if you're sort of a heavy user. As you can see from these charts, on heavy days, if I leave the house at around 7:30, and by night I was down to about 12 to 14%, and this is with a single SIM, guys. So if you're sort of a very heavy user, and if you're going to use 2 SIM cards, I feel this smartphone might need a top up around the 6:30 or 7 o'clock time frame. So for very heavy users, you might have to top it up. But again, if you're sort of a normal kind of a user, yes, it will last you for a typical day, but it won't give you more than 1 day of battery life. You would have to charge it every day at night. So it was not like the battery was a deal breaker, but I expected that the battery life would be significantly better, because this is the Exynos variant, guys, but from some of the Western YouTubers that I've heard, I've asked them, on the Snapdragon variant, definitely they are getting much better battery life. So maybe if Samsung can optimize the battery life further, it will be great, but as of now, sort of average. And in terms of screen on time, for a full typical working day, expect about 4.5 to about 5.5 hours of screen on time. This thing comes in the middle, I would say neither great nor bad. Good thing is that we don't have any physical fingerprint scanner here. It looks very cool. Actually, it has ultrasonic fingerprint scanner over here, and as you can see, it works. But if you're just going to buy this phone, guys, you'll be frustrated with this for the first 2-3 days, because it generally doesn't give you a visual indication where that is there. Initially it does, but after, as you can see, it's not showing me. Now I've gotten used to it after about 10-12 days, and now as you can see, it works most of the time. But when you get this phone, for the first 2 or 3 days, you might not know where that exactly that fingerprint scanner is there, and it's like if you just press it even side, it won't work. So that's the problem. Now I've gotten used to it, and now it works almost all the time, as you can see. But initially, for the first couple of days, you might have a problem with ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, but now I've gotten used to it, and I feel this ultrasonic fingerprint scanner implementation is much better than the optical fingerprint scanners. Now moving to the camera on this one, this is another thing that I really like on this one, and I feel this is the most practical camera setup on a smartphone. Moving to the rear facing camera, as you can see, it has the triple camera setup, and The main camera is a 12 megapixel. This is a regular lens. And then we have a telephoto, that's a 2x lens, that's also a 12 megapixel. And the third camera is actually a wide angle lens, which is a 16 megapixel. So you get the entire range what you want for a typical user. If you are out shooting, you have the telephoto, you have the wide angle lens. And as you can see, these are some of the sample shots that I was taking randomly with this one. And I really like this setup. For example, this shot was taken in the regular mode, and this was taken in the 2x zoom mode, and this was taken in the wide angle lens. I really like the quality of the wide angle lens, because trust me guys, the wide angle lens gives a very different perspective. And again, overall the camera is actually really good, so you don't have to worry about the camera. Moving to the front facing camera, on this S10 Plus, it's the dual camera setup, but I feel, and because of that we have that pill, I don't like that, and they should have gone with a single camera just like the Galaxy S10. But the second camera is just a depth sensor. The primary camera is a 10 megapixel, and I would say the front facing camera is okay, but I felt that it is not as sharp as some of the other smartphones like the Pixel, etc. when you talk about the front facing camera. So camera is good enough, I would say, for most users. Now moving to video, I really like the video that was coming out of this smartphone. The video is good, and also the audio pickup that you get while shooting the video is actually really good on this device. Now let's talk about the things that I did not like with this device. And the first thing that I did not like is, again, it's due to that front facing camera. That pill shape that you are getting is because of that dual camera setup, and I frankly feel they shouldn't have gone with this one. They should have gone with a single camera setup just like the Galaxy S10. So yes, I'm sort of getting used to it, but I don't like that pill, because sometimes, for example, when you're watching the YouTube videos and stuff, and when you zoom into the full screen mode, sometimes I feel still that pill is a little bit distracting. Yes, you will get used to it after a couple of days, but I still feel they should have gone with a single camera. Now moving to the charger supply, the good thing is that this smartphone supports fast wireless charging, 15 watts and stuff like that. But the charger that is supplied with this USB Type-C port is also just a 15-watt charger. And when the competition is giving 20 watt, 25 watt, even 30 or 40 watt fast charger, I feel Samsung is sort of lacking in this area. And it's not like Samsung doesn't have super fast charger. For example, the S10 5G edition actually comes with a 25 watt fast charger. So they should have given that charger on this one. It's not a deal breaker, but considering the competition, I would say they should have given higher wattage charger. And lastly is the Bixby dedicated key. We still have that. The good thing is that you can actually customize that now. So to remove it and stuff, but if you long press, still Bixby will come. I've disabled it to do nothing, and you can customize to open anything, but I don't know why Samsung has done that. Still, if I press this, I can't invoke Google Assistant, which is my choice of the personal assistant. So again, yes, they have opened it up compared to previous editions, but still it's not like I just wanted to press this and get the Google Assistant. As of now, I can't do that. But overall, I would say, considering the price point in India, this one is selling for 74,000 rupees. And considering what we are getting, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM, also a micro SD card, that ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which is actually really good, guys, but it will take time for you to get used to it. So I feel, and overall the camera performance is really good, very practical camera setup. So I feel it's a really good Android device, and in fact I thoroughly enjoyed using this device for the last 12 days. So in fact, if you are in the market for a flagship Android phone, definitely yes, I can recommend the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Anyways guys, that's it for now for this review. If you guys like this review, do let me know in the comment section below, and if you guys are still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.